Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Analytics Are for the Nerds. We are very excited to be here. We've got a really great week. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We had Louis G is now in his BBM league, not number one, but still top 10. We'll talk about
5.
that, right? You're 5. Wow.
Top 5. Like
Top
when you say
5?
top 10, that like sounds like it could be 8 or 9. Let's
That
give it
means
the
you're ninth
credit.
place.
Yeah, let's give it the credit that it deserves. Top 5 BBM team.
He's top 6, which means he's 5th place. We're congratulations. That's amazing. We're very proud of you.
Yeah, we're gonna hope we got some stuff to talk about with that here today. It's
Yeah.
looking like it's gonna start going a little bit that way, but I'm gonna keep on doing my little media tour here and taking all the attention I can get before it goes down into inevitably 20,000th place next week.
Oh, you're doing great. That's you're 669,000 ahead of Ryan right now, right, Ryan?
Yeah, that's always how you should look at it, is how much further ahead you are than me.
But Ryan, you're still doing great on your other
Oh, now you say that. Right.
Well,
Yes. And everything else you're doing great, just not BBM.
Yeah. Well, we have to fluff the king and then but we're very excited. We can't wait to talk. We have someone from another great podcaster from the deep end. We have Adam Krautwurst here, who will give his hot takes, and we're excited.
Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up.
Did you see my new hip hop moves?
Hip hop moves. We got hip hop superstar Louis G here, just coming fresh off of his real life, everyone, hip hop dance class. Louis,
Listen,
what is today?
Quickly. We don't. I know you already hate me because we're late. This all started because I was looking for a dance class for my 2-year-old daughter, and then I saw, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they do hip hop classes for 2-year-olds. Well, they don't, because that's stupid, and I'm an idiot for thinking that they would. But there was an adult hip hop class, and I go, that sounds like a good idea. Now, here's what's wrong. My dad died 7 years ago. I just recently got separated. My mom, I'm setting some boundaries with her, so she's not around. So I literally have nobody. Ellie, I think you need to be this person. I literally have nobody to tell me when I'm making a bad decision anymore. So I was like, this sounds good. And I showed up, Ellie. I showed up, and I wish I'm gonna find. They were taking videos during the class. I didn't want to, but I will find this on social media and show you. Every woman was over the age of 50. It was like white woman suburbia and me. And it was, me, like you would think uncomfortable, but no, I was just right up in front with the. Oh, I was right up in the front. I go, you guys don't know how to do a stanky leg, do you? You don't know how to do a stanky leg.
I love that you're thinking about your 2-year-old daughter doing hip hop dance moves to like Nelly and Nas. And then I really I love that. But that's very fun. That's great. And I also like that you didn't choose modern jazz as your
yes, and I'm sure your instructor probably really appreciated you deciding that you're going to then teach the class how to do a stanky leg. Just
I was legitimately like, it was 2 teachers, and they were in the front row, and somehow I kept finding myself right next to them, like I was doing, and they were probably like pushing me. Oh my god, I was in white sweatpants, which was a little weird. I didn't realize I was a suburban DILF tonight. I think
you
that's
took
how
my
that goes.
advice then, right?
Yeah,
I said no gray pants. You can't exercise in gray. Everyone, learn the lesson. Gray shows everything. Okay, so well, welcome back to reality. We are very excited to have you. Ryan, did you do any special dance moves this week? Any?
No, my daughters are starting ballet class on Sunday though, so I will not be reporting to that, but I'll let you know how they're doing next week.
Okay. Very sweet. Well, I didn't do any dancing, so very excited. Though. Congrats on Ryan. Congrats on your daughters, and Louis. Congrats on you. So
Yeah, I'm just trying to get comfortable in my own skin, Ellie. And this is how I do it.
I also love the idea that you're looking for baby Jay to have her little like dance class, but then you decided like, no, it's daddy's time. And then she's like, what about me? And you're like, nah.
I legitimately got a babysitter tonight so I can go. Sorry, you're not important anymore.
Yeah.
Daddy's got to learn some hip hop moves.
Instead of you going to her recital, she's going to your recital.
Oh my God, I swear to God, I told my ex today, I go, how funny is it going to be when we're going to have to like pack her up to get ready? Like we're going to daddy's big show. Like, cause I am going to join a class that at the end I get a show. Like that's how much I got good today.
We're gonna
1 hour in and I'm hooked.
I'm happy for you.
All right. You wanted to hurry up. Bring in our.
No, I would love to. We have a very great guest today. If we could please bring on Adam Krautwurst, singer, songwriter, dancer from the deep end. Adam, welcome to the show. Do you have any special dance moves you would like to?
Oh my gosh. I have never been more upset than not being involved in that conversation in my entire life. I've been to a Louis G recital. It was called Gucci Mane. It was in Vegas, and it was Dougie up and down the aisle for 3.5 hours. It was
the best incredible. Thing, I got a text from Adam like 3 weeks after Vegas. And I literally like midday. It's like 12 o'clock on a Tuesday, and he's like, "Dude, I just burst out laughing in a conference because I thought of you dancing at the Gucci Mane concert." So incredible. I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Yes.
And what he was laughing about was, man, I can't believe my good friend Louis is that good of a dancer.
It was incredible. It was incredible. What a night! I can't wait to go to the recital. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Who was the famous person you saw? T-Pain. Who was the one in Vegas? Was
Gucci
Adam?
Mane.
Was that, so that Adam? You were in that beautiful.
I was there, and I got to do it every year now. It's a staple. It's a staple. I mean, we pretend we're drafting out there. It's really for Gucci Mane and 4 a.m. Mistakes is what it is.
It's like
carb loading. That's all it is.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we are so excited to have you here, and hopefully we can go to Louis' recital soon.
Yeah.
So let's talk football. All right, gentlemen, are we ready to? Let's talk football. Week 6 ended. We are on week 7, and injuries continue to stack up. Let's talk about running back injuries. If anyone wants to take a stab at it, we have James Robinson and Royce Freeman. If you want to talk about it, we're all ears. Also, the future of the position and how we play it in fantasy. So let's go. We're going to go with our guests first. We'll go with Adam, then Ryan, and then Louis.
Yeah, I mean, it's excuse me, it's been a disaster for injuries, right? I mean, bye weeks don't help either, but we're just in a day and age now where you just want to draft as many running backs as you can and hold as many running backs as you can. I mean, especially, we're talking about the Niners, the Dolphins, stuff like that. Like, we're picking up players. I haven't looked at my bids yet for tonight as far as what they went through, but like, you're at the point now where you're picking up like the 3rd string running back for a lot of these teams and just holding them and never letting them go ever. I mean, Mason is a guy that was on some waiver wires. Hopefully some people already had him for the Niners. So it's just a state where, like, if there's a warm body and he's on a team, you want. I mean, Evans went from, he went from the RB 3 or 4 to now maybe probably starting this week for the Rams. So, and he might be starting for 2 or 3 weeks. So it's just that's where we are. That's where a lot of teams did the 0 RB, hero RB build thing, and yeah, I mean, it's not fun really for me, but it's where we are.
Yeah.
So Ryan? I think that second to the week 1 when the waiver wire ran of, Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua, right, jumping on those guys early. I think that actually, if you need a running back, this might be your best week to get one if there's guys available on your wire. And it is those guys that Adam had mentioned. So it's Jordan Mason, Elijah Mitchell, and then also from the Rams, I think it's Zach Evans mostly, and maybe a little Royce Freeman sprinkled in. A couple of things concerned me today from what I heard from McVay talking about perhaps not really committing to Zach Evans 100% as the lead back, seeing how things shake out, and maybe going with a hot hand approach, which he's shown to do in the past. But if you hit correctly and you say, Zach Evans is the guy, you're pretty much guaranteeing that you're going to have a really important asset for a couple of weeks, because Kyron's likely going to be out until week 10 or 11 with this high ankle sprain, might even be longer than that given the type of injury that it is. And I mean, that's an excellent running game, right? I mean, McVay just knows how to get his running backs to really have big games. And just another quick point with just like San Francisco, right? I mean, again, we probably have less of a window given that McCaffrey's injury sounds like more of a pain tolerance thing from the initial reports. But if you can get a piece or two in a Kyle Shanahan offense, which has always been great for running backs, I think you have to take it. So, we may be looking at these, couple of pickups here as being really instrumental to, for let's say a 3-3 team that's really trying to secure a playoff spot, that you might have this depth at the running back position help push you forward.
Yeah. And Ryan, just following up on your McVay take, how do you feel his honesty has been with his injured players going in and saying, do you think he's been pretty accurate? Do you think he's a little fluffy with it?
So I think there was the account is Coach Speak or something like that, where they analyze how truthful they are and what they're reporting and what they're telling the media. And he's actually pretty consistently honest about his player takes. So if we have a scale of Coach Speak between Pete Carroll and Sean McVay, right? I mean, that's really the two ends of the spectrum. So I would take his word. That is why I'm a bit hesitant now hearing some of the things on Zach Evans, that he might not be the lead back. And not to mention the fact that this is a guy I had drafted a lot prior to the NFL draft, because some of the draft nicks that I follow really, liked his college profile. But man, we heard nothing, no buzz, nothing coming out of training camp that this guy was standing out at any point in the offseason. And trust me, I was looking for it and it just wasn't out there. So he hasn't, I don't think, really stood out. I think that they're only turning to him if they do, out of necessity. And so we have to, somewhat temper our expectations. But at the same time, 6 months ago, we weren't talking about Kyron Williams like he was anything either. And he stepped into that role and delivered a couple games where he's rushing for 150 yards. So all of that is to say, take a shot. It might be one of those guys. It might not work out, but I think this is a good week to need a running back.
Awesome. And look out for the Rams RB 7th spot. So good take. Louis, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I mean, you're joking, but there are 3 guys really that you can play off of here this week. I mean, Henderson might come right in and they might be able to elevate him because he knows the offense. Like there's him there and Freeman. I just can't believe we're talking about Royce Freeman, but he's there. And I did see the stuff on the Coach Speak and on Zach Evans, but I didn't get a chance to really adjust a lot of my bids because I was too busy dancing. But I'm just kind of looking here as you guys are talking because I don't listen to anybody. But and I got him everywhere from anywhere from like $300 to $500, and it looks like I was pretty high on most of those. The average next highest bid was like 220, 230 in most spots. So I went a little high, higher where I needed a running back, but I guess I picked my guy without really picking my guy. I thought he was going to be a guy that everybody was going to throw about 50, 60% on. I thought I'd end up getting him in about 50% of the places. It looks like I got him everywhere where I put a bid on him. So let's go. Zach Evans is the next Kyron Williams.
So kind of we talked a little bit about this, but how do we all how did you all play the waiver wire this week? So let's get into San Francisco's backfield. We have Christian McCaffrey. It's been announced that his oblique and rib injury won't be long term, so that's kind of great. And how are we feeling about the Rams now that Kyren Williams is hurt and is expected to miss multiple games after that ankle sprain? So how do we feel about that, guys? Adam, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it depends on what my team needed, right? Like if I had a team that was in good shape. The thing about me this week is I have so much Kyren Williams that like I feel like I needed to reinforce it a little bit. I feel like I needed to get a backup plan there. So I feel like I needed to bid higher than most would on Evans. I was in like the high 100s to low 200s range in most of my bids, and it looks like I'm going through now. It looks like I didn't get a lot of them, but for some 1 week guys, like I was able to add some other players, because that's the thing. Like it's hard to keep a team healthy and going every single week, but with all the injuries, there's other options out there too, right? So, the Lions backfield, I was able to get some Reynolds as like a 1 week filler. I mean, we don't even know if Gibbs is even going to play. If Gibbs doesn't play, I hope he does. I have so much Gibbs, but if he doesn't play, Reynolds is like an low end RB2, and I think that the coaching staff likes Reynolds, the way he runs, the way he plays. So he could be a poor man's Montgomery for a week or two as well. So there were some options out there, but it really, to me, just depended on my team needs. Now, again, we can't take our fab with us, right? You're 2-4, you're 1-5. Like, even if we think we're wrong about Evans or think we're wrong about some of these players, just hope, put your money out there and maybe it ends up hitting and it ends up working, and it's just dumb luck. So we don't really know anything anyway. So, another, I know we're talking about running backs right now, but another guy that I was trying to add this week was Michael Mayer, for teams that maybe need a little bit of help at tight end, because it looks like he's trending upward there for the tight end for the Raiders.
Yep. I was also going to mention Michael Mayer. So I think as far as some of the ads that I was prioritizing this week, I mean, Zach Evans was up there for me. So was Jordan Mason. I prioritized him over Elijah Mitchell in most places, but did try to get pieces of both where I could. I did also look at picking up Devin Singletary off of the waiver wire just because of his increased usage with Houston, and the fact that maybe now that's looking as potentially more of an ambiguous backfield, and it's tied to what we didn't know before the season was going to be a better quarterback than we were ultimately expecting, a better offense, more red zone opportunities. I don't think that Singletary has looked very good in the action that I've seen him so far, but it's a running back. It's a warm body, right? And with injuries, you don't really, get a chance to be picky with these things. I've seen a little bit of Elijah Moore out there on the waiver wires, and I've been trying to pick him up now after the bye. I do think that Cleveland is coming into a bit more of a favorable schedule with, for receivers coming up over the next couple of weeks. And hopefully we get Watson back, although that's not been, too promising. And just one last quick point, then I'll kick it over to Louis. Quarterback has been kind of difficult this year, given all the injuries there. And man, there's a couple of leagues where there's a 2-quarterback league, and I, either had actually in one league I had both Lawrence and Fields. It looks like Lawrence may actually play tomorrow. Fields certainly is not going to play, so it's Bagent or Tyson Bagent or whatever his name is that's going to be starting for them. Tyrod Taylor might get another spot start, although Daniel Jones did practice again today. And PJ Walker, of course, would get the nod once again if Deshaun Watson is out. So it's been the year of the backup quarterback. I've unfortunately needed to plug in some of those guys in starting lineups, but in a pinch, it could hopefully get you through a bye week filler.
In super flex leagues, like I stack just quarterbacks and running backs. Like my top guys are all wide receivers and top tight ends, and then I am just and I want top quarterbacks obviously in Superflex, but like my last 5-6 picks in a startup in a dynasty are all going to be like just backup quarterbacks because of what's happened. We kind of brushed by it when we were talking about the running backs, but like, and we've talked about it a few times on this podcast, so I don't want to overkill it, but there is between just the injuries with running back and the usage and the contracts and how they're actually being played in the league now, like it's going to change fantasy football forever. You know, why Mike Choate last week told me that I might have a chance to hold on with this BBM, and he actually made me feel better because I thought I was kind of dead in the water, is that it's almost just a game of who's going to stay healthy, you know? And so I have had some guys get hurt, but I didn't have Jefferson on that team. I had, you know, I had A-Rich and Achan, and Achan looks like he's going to come back. But, you know, it's hard to catch up in best ball. So I don't know. I just think we're playing a whole different game. I want to mention one more thing that I didn't mention before the show that I wanted to mention to you, Allie, and I'm just going to start running this. But we are starting next week. We'll be streaming on YouTube as well. So go like and subscribe to us now so you guys get those notifications and, you know, help us become famous. So I don't have to make my daughter do hip hop classes.
Yeah. She is white, everyone. She is white. Here's a question. Guys, just because I'm interested in this, does anyone have a team? I know everyone probably has multiple teams. Does anyone have a team that is completely healthy? Every position you started, is everyone still healthy on starting?
Probably. I'd have to go look. And you know what? It's probably not that hard to look either because it's going to be your best teams, like Louis was saying. Like I've got a team that's 0-6 that I think I posted Twitter the other day that has no business. Like it's insane the talent that's on it, but the injuries and the timing and all that. But you go find a 5-1 or 6-0 team, you're going to go look and you're going to see nothing but health all over the place. So
it was an Aaron Rodgers team. I know. I get
it. That's right.
No, I don't have one off the top of my head, but I also like, you know, I'm playing the way me and Adam will attest this. Like we play the waiver wire so much, and with the running backs, it's just there's probably some teams that I've rotated through half my roster.
Right, it's hard to even tell because like I had so much J.K. Dobbins, like I'd have to go to the draft to even see. If is healthy.
Yeah, had him to begin with because we dropped so many guys early on. Yeah. I would imagine that I would love to see. I should have had this pulled up. I should have taken a look at the roster that overtook first place this week to see if they've stayed healthy or see if I have a chance to claw my way back in. But I got to imagine anybody that's hanging on that top 10,000 is pretty healthy. There in the BBM, but I can't imagine it's almost mathematically harder to have a healthy team that you drafted than it is to be fifth in BBM. I think the math is kind of the same.
Some would call it the analytics.
Huh? Right.
Some would call it the analytics, but we're not.
We're cool. We're hip hop. All right. Ryan, do you have any take on that? Or
I'm sure I probably have one or two that's at least mostly healthy, but all of this was just making me think about the key. I think here is for managed leagues is being a week ahead on some of these running back moves, especially. I mean, having that handcuff. So guys that nobody's talking about right now, but Travion Williams, how much does he get in Cincinnati if Joe Mixon goes down, right? Is he getting at least 60% of that share or even 50%, right? And, becomes an instant starter. Guys like Charbonnet in Seattle, still they have standalone value, but huge contingent upside. And even Tank Bigsby, who's done very little this year in the opportunities that he's gotten. I mean, if ETN goes down, though, I mean, he's going to be the guy. He'll be the main guy I think that they would feature there. So just keeping a name, keeping tabs on those players when they become available and scooping them up for free or for minimal amounts, before they break out, so to speak.
Yeah. I will say, just because I'm taking tally, Charbonnet, A-Chain, and Puka are the three most talked about players on this podcast. So
for sure, there is no doubt about it. And Puka, two things happened this week to keep me out of 5, by the way, or to keep me at 5 and not at the 1 spot. But Puka dropped that touchdown pass that might have alone got me up there, and the 80. I have Evans on that team. That blown coverage where Evans had that 80-yarder easily if it doesn't get tipped at the line. That play alone puts me in first, and I get a 2-week bragging right. But
We'll
I was
tweak it.
expecting to fall a lot harder. So, can I play my game? Can I play my game?
You can play the game. We're gonna play the game.
Thank you. We're gonna
Yeah,
play my game. All right, cool. Because this
It's
is
how
fun,
many
and I
people-
worked hard on it today. All right,
we're-
we're gonna go quick. It will be
No,
fine.
we're fine. We're fine.
But we're gonna
Just worry about
do.
Adam.
This is we're gonna do true or false. Is this a person that has scored at least one fantasy point
Ooh.
this year or not? Okay, so and I'll switch it around.
A full
We're gonna-
point?
They only have to have 1 point. Are they a person to have one fantasy point or not? But yes, they have to at least have one. All right, we're gonna start. Allie, we'll start with you in this one. Jake Funk,
No.
Ryan Mira,
Oh, we're all going to be answering it. I'm going to say yes. I know he's on a roster, so.
Adam Krautwurst.
No.
Ryan, you're the only one that was right there. Ryan's up 1-0-0. He's a free agent now, but he played a couple games for the Colts during the when Zach Moss was still hurt, and he got a couple carries. So he was actually a player that had a fantasy point.
How many people bought his jersey?
Griffin, the next guy, we'll start with Adam. Griffin Keys.
No.
Ryan Mira.
It has to be some kind of like character or something. No.
Allie.
I'm going to say no.
You guys were all right. That is Kevin James' character in The Zookeeper. Kevin James has been a very big part of our podcast too. Puka, Kevin James, we got to keep them all in. Okay. Ted Rafferty, starting with you, Ryan Mira.
No.
Allie.
Yes.
Adam.
No. I'm embarrassed. I don't know what that is.
You're the only one, or Allie, you're wrong. Sorry. Wrong. The other two are right. Ted Rafferty, sorry, I messed it up. But Ted Rafferty was Kevin James' character in Sandy Wexler. Okay.
I don't even know what that means.
Right. Me either.
Sandy Wexler is a funny Adam Sandler movie. Okay. You're starting this time. Keith Kirkwood, Allie.
No.
Adam.
Yes.
Okay.
Ryan.
I'm going to say yes.
The guys are right. Wide receiver for the Saints. Had a couple catches so far. Go ahead. All right. Ryan, we'll start with you. David Wells. Not the former Yankee
pitcher. The pitcher, great. No.
This is the first tough one. I'm going to say yes.
Ryan, Adam.
I'm gonna. Is he related to Chris Beanie Wells? Is this the same person?
I can't give any hints.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, and Allie.
I'm going to say no.
All right, the guys are right again. Sorry, Allie. But David Wells, he's I've never heard of this guy before. Tight end for Tampa Bay. He has 2 catches for 1 yard this year. So
tight end premium
jersey.
Right. Well, no. Listen, 2 catches. It's got we score PPR in this podcast. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, you didn't have PPR. He gets there. So.
All right. We got 3 more, real quick. Ready? Or no, 2 more. So even better. Kevin Gibson. We'll start with you, Adam.
Gibson, GIP?
GIB. Kevin
No.
Gibson.
No.
Allie.
No.
And Ryan.
Green sweep. No.
You're all right. That is Kevin James' character in The Crew. Okay. And then
Kevin James movie.
And then the last one, Tommy Zizzo.
No.
Okay, you say no, Allie?
That sounds like a weed strand, so I'm going to say no.
And Ryan?
No. Is that Paul Blart's mall cop alias or something?
No, but it is Erica Jane's son name.
Thank
So
you.
we had to make a little Erica Jane's reference. But yes, you guys were all right. No, that was my game. I put a lot of work in that. Thank you for playing.
Well
I
done.
don't know who won. I'll like put it on Twitter or something later. I didn't keep score.
Wow.
Are we?
That was
You guys
wow.
did good. I think the guys that got Allie did a little rough, but that's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I don't. Kevin James. Can anyone tell me the last Kevin James movie you saw?
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry or
Okay,
Larry and
see,
Chuck.
Yeah, that was like 2000.
Oh, there has not been a good Kevin James movie in a really long time. Really long time. He just does whatever Adam Sandler writes for him.
Right.
That's basically like Adam Sandler just has about 20 horrible movies in a row on Netflix, but Netflix keeps paying him.
Yep.
What if now he's streaming on YouTube/Twitter because of us? We're like, oh no.
He's trending on Twitter because of our podcast.
Random. Can I throw a random fact out there?
Yeah.
Please.
Kevin James was my uncle's roommate in college.
Shut up.
What?
Yep.
Was he
SUNY, whatever it was. SUNY.
Oswego. I don't know.
No, south by Ithaca. Cortland.
Portland.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
My uncle's roommate in college. Unbelievable.
Maybe
It's a guy named Kevin James. It wasn't the
Maybe-
Kevin James.
It actually wasn't Kevin. It was Kevin something else. Kevin James is a made up.
Yeah,
name.
this is really. Maybe you can get him on the pod. Maybe you can talk to your uncle.
You're the
You know,
$1
we
million
need-
man over
we
here.
need-
You're
we
the
need- yeah.
you're the
Once I
BBM
make the money.
Let's send him a video compilation of all the times we've talked about him. It'll be about 2 hours long.
Puka Kevin James. Yeah.
That's
That's amazing. All right.
We're
very fun, everyone.
We're gonna do this new. We've been doing sleepers and busts. We're gonna call it cats and dogs from now on. We brainstormed. Ryan Mura. I'm gonna give him credit. If everybody hates it, it was Ryan's idea. If everybody loves it, it was all me. But we're gonna do this now. This new thing each week. So cats and dogs. Let's start.
Trying to get our two boys ready to carry them to golf tournament before practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke, so you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns.
Oh, no, this is what happens when you leave Louie to produce shit.
Trying to get our two boys ready to carry them to golf tournament before practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke, so you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Meow, looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
I absolutely love that.
It's truth.
Yeah.
Right?
Just to update everyone, that man is actually married. So if you're single, you should feel like garbage right now. Wow. That's a very great video. Ryan, brilliant. Great job on that. So this is basically your okay, so week 7, we're approaching. A few teams are on the bye, which is Panthers, Bengals, Cowboys, Texans, Jets, and Titans. Guys, who are your sleepers or your cats, and who are your dogs? Right? Cats. Yeah, Ryan.
All right, I'll start us off. So my dog of the week is Wan'Dale Robinson.
Oh.
Right? Oh, please! Did I take it from Adam?
He was my receiver. I didn't know how we were doing, but that was my receiver. But great job.
I've been told that there are very strict rules about only picking one, as much as I was going to do it by position too. So it's only one. But my dog of the week is Wan'Dale Robinson. So he had 8 receptions 8 targets, 8 receptions last week against the Bills for 62 yards. He's not really a big field stretcher guy. But this week he has the Washington Commanders, who are notoriously really, really bad in the secondary. I do expect, regardless of whoever's under center for New York, to start to focus on him as a receiver. I think he's proven over the past couple of weeks that he is their best receiving weapon, and that it does include, I think, Darren Waller at this point, based on what I've seen. So he can move the change. I expect them to feature him early and often. So Wan'Dale Robinson is my dog of the week. And my cat of the week is Trevor Lawrence. So there's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, Thursday games typically just aren't good for fantasy production. They are playing tomorrow night. He does also have some potential injury concerns with his knee. So, he could be limited in some respect. And New Orleans has a really good defense. So I expect them to, at least do a decent job of shutting him down. And so I would go to other options if you have a better choice at quarterback this week. So cat of the week, Trevor Lawrence.
Well,
My turn.
Sure.
Cool. My dog of the week would be, and I'm hoping, I'm trying to will this into, like, there's nothing much to say about it other than it's Roshan Johnson. It's Roshan
I had
season.
him. That's great. We're
Naturally-
three like minds here, but go ahead.
Naturally, it's going to be the worst concussion in the history of concussions. I mean, here we are. He played 2 Thursdays ago, and he didn't practice today. Still in concussion protocol. Like, Tua gets back quicker from concussions than Roshan Johnson. But if he plays, he has a phenomenal matchup. He's clearly the best back right now. Like, he's ahead of Deontay Foreman for sure for me. And he gets the Raiders, who give up the 5th most points to running backs in the fantasy game. So Roshan Johnson's the guy that I'm going to be definitely looking to start in all the lineups that I have him in this week, if he can just get healthy and get out there for sure. And my cat, cat of the week. Yeah, the cat of the week for me is going to be Alvin Kamara. He's a guy that a lot of people have ranked in their top 12. He'll still may probably finish as an RB2, injuries, bye weeks. It's not like you're not going to start this guy, but he's a guy facing a Jacksonville defense that, although they're probably a little bit worn down, they've played like 3 games pretty quickly here, but they're really good against running backs, especially receiving backs. And Kamara's just been so inefficient. I mean, I think he had like 13 catches for like 25 yards like 2 weeks ago. Their offense is a little bit of a mess. You're still going to start him, I think, but and I think they might get what's his name back. This Jamal Williams might get activated this week, which could take away some of that goal line work too. So Kamara is my cat of the week.
And then Dance King himself,
Dance King.
Dance King. I'm going with my dog of the week. I'm going with Jameson Williams. I think last week was just the tip of the iceberg, and I think he'll start getting a lot more looks here. They're playing against Baltimore, which isn't the worst pass defense, so it's not the best matchup. But I do feel like I might be talking more about the rest of the season than this week specifically, but I really do feel like he's going to start getting a lot more looks, and I don't want him on my bench almost anywhere going forward until he disappears, until he disappoints for a couple weeks in a row. But I think he's only going to start really going off. And then my cat of the week is definitely going to be Ramondre Stevenson. And I don't feel like, I think Ryan, he was yours last week, and I don't think I'm really throwing a big take out there, because he's really had a struggle for the year. But against the Bills in a game that they should be losing and not running the ball very often, a lot of chaos going on there. I think you might even see a little Malik Cunningham this week, which would even he would be more running the ball more, taking carries away from him. I hate Ramondre Stevenson this week. And when I tell you hate, like, would not start him as like a top 36 running back. Like I think there's guys that I would put in on most people's rankings that are in the 40s or 50s over him this week. I just think he's really going to have a bust week.
And I'm not going to be helpful this week. I have a dog, but after the show, I'll tell anyone if you guys remember. And it's coming from inside, so I can't. I won't. But
Ooh, it's an inside scoop.
inside. I don't want to. I don't want to be sacrilegious, so I will just say.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I know. Anyway, nothing to see here. Okay. All right. Shall we move on? Great.
Yeah.
Great though. Very all great picks. And we like the cats and dogs, right? That's good.
Yeah, I
For
think
sure.
that worked. And once the video worked, but
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
lost 8,000 viewers after these seconds. Doing that 30-second fast forward. They're like, okay.
no, there's no way that people didn't stick around to see you yell at me. There's zero chance. All right. What are we doing? We're doing the draft.
We're
right?
gonna do our mascot draft.
Okay. Oh, that's it. We have to be more clear. We did get that feedback this week. We gotta be more clear. There are people that only listen to this and not watch it. So yes, we are drafting mascots this week. We didn't even explain why we did Kings and Queens the last 2 weeks. We were playing off the London games, but Ryan, I believe you got the W last week in the Queens draft. And now here we are drafting mascots for no specific reason. But I thought it would be a fun idea. So I'm ready. We can set a lineup here if you want me to do that.
And new listeners, while Louis finds the draft order, if you listened to last week, we didn't discuss it because we thought only our significant others or parents listen to this podcast. So we were surprised that more than those people listen. So every week we do a fun draft, which this week we're doing mascots.
Yes. And so now we got Ellie, you got the number 1 pick.
Oh.
Adam number 2, Ryan 3, and I'm 4 again. Awesome. All right. So Ellie with the number 1 pick. Who is the best mascot of all time?
Number 1 pick came on the scene. I think him. I'll say they for anyone that is not sure. Number 1 pick for me is the angriest, weirdest, and probably going to get arrested one day. Gritty.
Yeah. Gritty's good. He's weird, but Gritty deserved to be a first-round pick.
Gritty, sense of humor, makes the team that isn't really nice or like fun to other people more enjoyable. So amen.
Yeah. Yep. I like Gritty. Gritty should have been a first rounder there for sure.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, you direct the rest of the draft. I kind of took a direct. I'm sorry, I just took. You could direct.
Okay, is next up? Is it
Right. No, Adam's next.
Adam,
Adam.
who is your pick?
I think it's me.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with my oldest team that I used to follow and the mascot that I remember the most, and that's Wally, their Boston Red Sox mascot.
Yeah.
It's just they're my team. They'll always be my team, and it's like the first mascot that I knew about. You know what I mean? So that's my guy.
Excellent.
I like that one. That one's good. I was looking for. Let's see here.
All right, and then we have Ryan with your lawyer, hopefully mascot, huh? Law school mascot.
No, I'm not thinking a lawyer mascot, believe it or not. But it's funny, when I first was thinking of this, I was only thinking about sports mascots, and then I thought of like all the brands and the brand mascots, which I think are way better. But I think I could save this. I'm gonna go Tony the Tiger. I think he's one of the coolest mascots. I mean, they're great. What a great catch line. So yeah, I'm going Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger, and also a great cereal. I had a bowl of cereal tonight. It was not Frosted Flakes. It was Golden Grahams. And yes, cereal for dinner tonight. And I'm happy to do that.
Excellent choice. And no microwave bing for you this evening. So
That's right. No, it's my dishwasher. All right.
and Louis, who is your first and second pick of tonight?
I got to go to start. I got to stay true to my brand and go Mr. Met, right? Big Mets fan. Mr. Met's cool. He's not a dick. He did that one thing. He got caught with giving the guys the fans the finger, and it was a cool meme. Like Mr. Met is pretty awesome. He's up there. For my second one, I think I'm gonna kind of go. I'm a little upset I wasn't the first one to it, but I think I'm gonna go Chester Cheeto to go off of.
I was so close to picking that as my first one.
Such a stoner.
Yeah, definitely a stoner. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like that start.
Excellent. And now we're back to you, Ryan.
All right. I'm again picking between two. I'm gonna flip off of the one I was gonna go to in hopes that it'll come back to me again, and I'm gonna pick Joe Camel.
Oh, that was
That's a good one.
It's like an iconic badass. Like it made cigarettes look so cool back in the 60s. It probably resulted in a lot of people, unfortunately getting some bad things happen to them. But I mean, it's also, just had to put that disclaimer out there, but it's also a really cool mascot. And I think if we just forget about everything else. And
forget about all the people who lost cancer.
Are you a fellow poor? Are you a fellow poor? Because wow, I smelled like cigarettes. Did you get so what was your best Camel Cash purchase as like a kid? Like what did your parents, hopefully parents, purchase? Like did you get the tracksuit, the shower curtain? There's so many
I didn't know there was all
I
that
wasn't
stuff.
even aware of all this.
Camel Cash.
No.
Camel. Oh, see.
He's like, get him off the show.
Hold on. Sorry, hold on.
Get him off the show.
Camel Cash. So I grew up where my hair probably smelled like cigarettes. So I was automatically the kid with dandruff that smelled bad in school. The poor. So yeah, we had I'm so Ryan.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ellie. I'm open for trade.
For you. I'm voting for you.
I'm voting for you.
Adam, who is your draft number 2?
I hope Louis not mad. I'm not picking that one, but it's close. The one that he just showed up there. I'm doing the Milwaukee Brewers sausages. Those ones that race around the outfield.
Yeah,
they're racing each other. They're racing fans. That's fun at the ballpark. The sausages. I don't know what that Milwaukee thing was up there that Louis was showing, but I'm going to go with the Brewers sausage race.
Oh, love it. So I'm up next as an ally to the LGBTQ community. I'm going to pick Charlie the Tuna. He's a little gay, and I like that about him. Also, he's just a little gay, a little bi. And I also like that he's like a murderer. He's like, eat my friends. We're tuna. Go ahead. I love it. Love a guy in glasses. Just the best. So Charlie Tuna is my number 2 pick. No, I can't do Joe Camel. And then I love another body confident person, someone that's living their true self. So I'm picking the Michelin Man who always wore a medium and should have went just up to a large. So Michelin Man.
Michelin Man's good.
Next then we're going back to you, Adam.
How many more do I get?
You get 2 more.
Two more?
Right?
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Uncle Sam. Just a badass. You know what I mean? US logo. All right. We want you, we'll go with Uncle Sam. I like the stripes, the red pinstripes, facial hair. Love the whole thing.
Excellent. Good choice. Very patriotic. Ryan, you're up next.
Okay.
Another cancer.
No, I'm gonna go with the Kool-Aid Man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Loved Kool-Aid as a kid. So yeah, shout out to Red Kool-Aid.
Perfect. Let's give it up for Bud Die 40. Okay.
Let's give it up for diabetes and cancer. The whole thing, you know.
Hawaiian shirts, yeah. Louie, your third and final fourth pick.
Third and fourth. All right. So my third is going to be not who I had before, but have you guys seen this?
Oh
king,
God!
Yes.
This king cake baby. Like, what is going on with this thing? Look at this thing. How is that not the creepiest? You know who it looks like? You ever see that movie Nothing But Trouble with Chevy Chase? And Chevy Chase and like Tupac's in it. That's what they look. He looks like the brothers that are in that. I gotta get King Cake Baby here without a doubt. So I'm definitely gonna do that. And then because that just looks like my whole vibe. And then my fourth pick. I hope I'm not spoiling anybody. I was gonna go with I was when I was doing my research, I saw the Detroit Lions guy's name is Rory, and that's so funny. I mean, now I was high, but come on, it is so cool. I'm not picking him, but I laughed for a minute. Okay, it is the best, but I'm not picking him. Rory. All right, sorry. And then the Colorado team has Ralphie, which is an actual buffalo. Which in my head I was like, that is super cool, and I like wanted to see like Josh come out like we should have a buffalo, and Josh should just come out shirtless, fucking just swinging a towel like let's go on Sundays. But then I did more research, so neither of those are my picks. Because University of Texas has a fucking bull, a real bull.
The Longhorn.
Debo, and I absolutely love that. I want a fucking Debo, the bullhorn, and I still want Josh to come out on one shirtless. But we'll figure that out.
Excellent.
Right.
Good choice.
Great picks. For my final pick, I feel like I have a duty to pick a mascot for a sports team. I can't, that would be a glaring omission if I didn't do it. And I think that mascots are actually cooler at the college level. I think they mean more. There's like, more tradition behind them. And there's some good choices. Oregon Duck's a great choice. Sparty's a good choice. But I think the best mascot of them all, and I'm a little biased here because I went to Ohio State, but I think it's Brutus Buckeye. The Buckeye is a poisonous nut. I mean, the guy it's just a dude with a nut as the head. It's just like the funniest thing ever. He's running around and it's great. It's a great, iconic mascot. So I'm taking Brutus Buckeye as my last pick.
The Brutus Buckeye. Very great. Very nice.
The poisonous nut. You're trying to kill everybody tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's a dance move, the poisonous nut. I don't know.
Ew.
Louis learned it tonight, actually. He'll tell us.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you it later.
What color is it? Flesh? Yeah. Adam, we're so glad to have you. And who's your final pick?
Speaking of a very fleshy mascot, I'm gonna go with Mr. Clean. Okay, just the shaved head, the earring, the muscles. Let's go, Mr. Clean. Something wholesome, not like killing people like Ryan's gonna do.
Ryan's team is just murdering people.
All right. So then my final pick, though I would have loved Wooshock, which is Wichita State's, big bad muscle bound bundle of wheat, or even Otto the Orange from Syracuse. I love baseball. I love AAA baseball. I'm going with the grossest mascot the Buffalo Bison's ever had, which is Beef on Weck, which if you're a video, ew. Wow. I'm just gonna if you're here.
If you don't have video, you need to come on. You need to go on the YouTube
You need to go.
channel.
Then there's also blue cheese.
Like,
whatever.
Like and subscribe, and you can get this. Stop.
And then so for the just visual, the non-visual people, Beef on Weck is a beef on Weck. It's a pink and dark brown sliced
We're gonna
beef sandwich. There's a smirk that says, I know stuff. And then a can of horseradish, which just looks like a bucket of white cream. So it's gross. And I love it.
Thing. I love that that's like, I hope that that's like sitting on your desk and not like, I hope.
It's like my
Gobbling.
MBA degree. It's like my great great grandmother's like picture. It's like, all right. This is what we got. All right, everyone. We appreciate
Quickly,
it.
let me just run through some honorable mentions like I always do. Philly fanatic, but I hate Philly, so we didn't do it. The Raptor from the Raptors. The Suns Gorilla Go. He's always cool doing flips and shit. The famous chicken I thought might be picked in this thing. Pillsbury Doughboy, Captain Morgan, Ronald McDonald. All would have been really good choices, but I this was fun. There was a lot more names to go, and I like that we all branched into the marketing guys too, because there were some really good ones there. Sorry, go ahead, Allie. You could close out the show.
Well, no, I was going to say thank you. No, this was great. Adam, thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
And everyone, please listen to the Deep End. We really appreciate being here. Great takes. And good luck, everyone, to week 7. Again, Ryan and Louie, as always, thank you for listening to Analytics Are for the Nerds.
Oh,